Hi, and welcome to week 6, interpretation of the New Testament epistles. And we're going to be covering this for 2 weeks, so this is part 1. Our goals this week are to evaluate passages in the epistles of the New Testament and to analyze the argument of a New Testament book. So this week we're going to begin to look at the epistles, and we have 2 assignments and 1 discussion post, and we're going to really dive into the nuts and bolts of grammar, use of words, context, and begin to put all of the pieces together that you've been working on this semester. Our first assignment, assignment 6.1, is a paper, and it is to evaluate the English grammar of Galatians 6, verses 12 to 16. Now, you have a handout that has multiple steps, and this week we're going to work on steps 1 through 5. Next week, we're going to finish steps 6 through the end of that assignment or that worksheet, and it's called a discourse analysis guide. And I believe you'll find that it helps you take a challenging passage and break it down into those pieces that are useful for interpreting what the inspired author has written. You should use the version of the passage found in the New American Standard Translation, as that will help as we work through the steps. So use the New American Standard. We're looking at the book of Galatians, and it will be helpful as you write this assignment to look at some commentaries of Galatians on this passage to help point you in the right analytical position. We're going to use that those commentaries also in 6.2 and as we work through the discussion post. As always, your assignment is due next Monday at midnight. Now for assignment 6.2, it is also a paper, and using the online concordance at BibleStudiesTools.com/concordances, look up all the instances of circumcised and circumcision in the Pauline epistles and list them in a table. So you're going to be doing a word study, and I want you to create a table that explores each use of the term circumcised or circumcision, and then to evaluate the word as it is used in Paul's writings with a particular emphasis on its use in Galatians 6. So by doing this, you're really creating a word study, but you're also looking at the context of Paul's use of that word across the Pauline corpus and specifically into Galatians. And that's why I say using some commentaries out of Logos or online will really help you dive into how this word circumcised and circumcision is understood both in the Old Testament, and I would start there. I would say, why are the Jews circumcised? What Old Testament passages help to create this idea of being circumcised? What does it mean? Why does God ask them to do it? And then as Paul uses those scriptures, how does Paul interpret them in the context of the New Testament? Do males need to be circumcised, or does it mean something theologically as intended in the Old Testament and adopted into the New? So, great assignment. Love to see what you come up with. Make sure to create your table, and then on your analysis, be sure to include outside resources, reading from the class, biblical support, an understanding of the Old Testament, and then arcing that trajectory into the New Testament. Again, this assignment is due on Monday at midnight. This week, we also have a discussion post. So, having completed your analysis of circumcised and circumcision, discuss the following question. What significance has this physical act taken on in the context of Galatians 6? So as you've looked at the Old Testament, you've looked at other books in the New Testament, including the Pauline corpus, specifically in Galatians 6, what does it mean for the Christian who initially heard that? And then also, what does it mean to modern day Christians? So I'm wanting you in your discussion post to have a small but understanding of the Old Testament, a greater discussion of the Pauline corpus and what it meant to the hearers of Galatians 6, and then ultimately leading to what does that mean for us today. As always with discussion posts, your initial post is due on Friday. I'm looking for engagement with outside research. I'm looking for engagement with our text, and I'm looking for engagement with the Bible. And then I'm wanting ongoing discussion over the course of the weekend. Now, don't forget, your course surveys will become active at the end of week 6. That is how you have the opportunity to critique Moody, to critique me, and to critique this course. I use those and read those to help make changes to both my teaching habits and to how I teach a course and what content should be in a course. So please be candid. And give the feedback to Moody so they can evaluate me and so that I can evaluate myself. As always, call or email me with any questions. This week is Thanksgiving, so I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And I hope that while you are deeply studying Galatians 6, you're also taking some time to celebrate with friends and family. Have a great day.